I asked for permission to speak. I'm not a commissioner for this assembly.
I'm not either. Have we been seeing this corresponding members? Oh, we have? Okay.
Okay, my name is Mary Jade Stake. I go with Don. And I would like to know how you're going to get Presbyterians to believe that they should have communion every Sunday and not think it's Catholic.
Okay. That's a whole other Presbyterian meeting. But let me tell you this. Calvin said this on his deathbed. I have written these things down so that you won't have the same, I'm paraphrasing, you won't have the same problem I had. Because these people won't do weekly communion. 500 years later, get on board, Presbyterians. This is our tradition. We should do communion as often as possible, at least once a week. That's Calvin. You can't have word without sacrament and fully be fed. It's not a feast in the shadow of the cross. This is a resurrection feast. It's a Johannine Eucharistic feast. I am the bread of life. You see how we ended? Not with Paul's words of death, but of life. Their eyes were only opened after the breaking of bread. You're walking 3 Sundays a week down to Emmaus and saying, see you, Jesus. Instead, say, stay with us. Break bread. Your eyes are open and go out and be the body of Christ. I'm not passionate about this or anything like that. And for goodness sakes, you're going to have grape juice. Offer wine as well. That'll get you way on down the road. You know, seriously. No, seriously, this is a serious problem. And I see it as a problem in the church that we have become comfortable coming to Lord's Day and not breaking bread. It's a serious problem that our generation is calling to correct. And I don't mean people of a certain age group. I'm talking people alive today. We've been harping on this before I was born. Friends, it is reformed. Presbyterians are polity. It is reformed, but more than that, it's Christian. And not Roman Catholic. If you want to, and my dad is Roman Catholic, and I'm not anti-Roman Catholic, but if that's your bent, then have communion every week and make sure everybody gets some bread in the cup, because they didn't do that in 1967. Catholic. Don.
Having used the hook, I can now go on to say, in the congregations that I served, part of what I found, we didn't make it to weekly communion, which is problematic for all the reasons that Chip just identified. Nevertheless, my experience with the congregations that I served was that there's a process with this, and for us, it was a major breakthrough to have communion monthly first, and then it was a significant step to have communion monthly, but not the third Sunday of every month, but instead to coordinate that monthly communion with the liturgical year, which once we got coordinated with the liturgical year, it meant that there were times when we were having communion twice in a month, which was really good and important. And so my sense was that again, one has to make sense of the dynamics of one's own situation. For my situation, smaller bites went down, and once it's monthly, then we all thought, well, why would it not be monthly? Why would we do it less than that? And once it was coordinated with the liturgical calendar, it was, why would you do it just that once the way we used to do it? So I think that this can happen, and a part of it is education about the relationship between word and sacrament. And I think there can be opportunity, you can build opportunities then to help people to a place where folks will begin to say, yeah, of course, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I totally disagree with you. We ain't got time for that. Educate your congregation, I say 2 months, max, and you'll move to the community. But that's just 2 different approaches. And I know it works, but you got to educate people. Once they know why and know how bad it is not to do it, they'll want to do it. That's not, but he has a different approach. And I've done it without losing anybody in the congregation. By the way. Because if you go once, we try once a month. Where are we at? It's been years. We're doing once a month. People get used to that. And get rid of shot glasses on the hubcaps.
Excuse me, could I ask you, Mr. Andrus, to please not drop your voice at this moment?
Okay.
Miss the punchline.
Sorry, the shot glasses on the hubcap. Yeah,
Wait, sir.
Don, did you have a question? I'm sorry.
You've got at least two more questions, Don and
Okay.
Arthur.
I'm sorry.
I didn't have a question, an observation about the daily prayer book, pertinent to the question about the younger generation and how to respond to it. The daily prayer book is not a Presbyterian product. It's not for Presbyterians only. It is drawn upon traditions, Roman Catholic traditions, Orthodox Christian traditions, other Reformed traditions, and Jewish traditions are all fed into this, so that it is more a prayer book of God's people. A Christian prayer book, yes, but a prayer book for all of God's people. And I think it's that breadth, that global kind of feel to all that's in there, makes it more accessible to people who are looking at a large world view. It has, as you said, it has century-old prayers that have been recast in modern language, but it has a lot of brand new stuff, and it has a lot of models for creating your own prayer life.
I feel nervous even talking about daily prayer but Don Slater, because if you want to know anything about that resource, that's the guy to go to.
Imagine me.
You've got one more question.
Yeah.
I can just say at Westminster this summer, in July and August, we're going to do communion every week, and we're going to do it by intention. And it's because it was brought up in our session that it really was important in the life of the church to do communion every week. So we're going to try it for 2 months. And maybe if everybody gets on board, we'll keep doing it.
And I apologize for my over-impassioned response to that. That was not on topic today, so if you do want to talk more about that, beware of the passion that may emerge for me if you talk about the communion. But thank you for being graceful. Is that all? You want to say that? All right. We're going to talk more about the workshops later on and get more in depth, and I hope to see some of you there. We'll have more conversations, and we'll open it up to, at least the ones we're doing, to what you want to talk about these types of things. So we hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you.